All right, guys. So I think on the last video I said that I was a little bit overwhelmed with buying vehicles, so I didn't purchase any from the auction. But I feel like I have a little bit of a problem with buying cars from the auction, so I bought another one, and it's right here. Say hello to the new project car and the original project car. So now I'm going to be working on two. This one actually was listed as a run-in drive from the auction, and upon driving it back, once I picked it up, it started billowing a bunch of smoke. So I pulled over, I pulled the oil dipstick, and it was basically over full. Like it was bad. I took the oil cap off and I noticed that there was a milky substance. So I think we all know what that means. It's going to be a head gasket time. Already ordered the head gasket kit with new head bolts, everything pretty much. It's going to be very simple. I've already looked up how to do the job itself. But I'm basically just going to give you guys a quick tour of the vehicle. And I think I'm going to end up fixing the Subaru first because I already have everything for that. And while I'm waiting for the parts for the Suzuki, we'll be working on the Subaru first. So let me show you guys around the vehicle, and I'll tell you guys what I paid for it and kind of what I think I'm going to be all in on. All right, so here we have a 2007 Suzuki Reno. I actually didn't preview the vehicle before I purchased it, so I went ahead and just kind of bought it sight unseen on the auction on the auction line. I just kind of was scrolling through and I noticed that it had a really low bid of $400. So I went ahead and threw my bid in on it, and lo and behold, 30 minutes later, I was the owner of the vehicle. And one of the things I really like about this car is it has aftermarket wheels that are really nice. They're actually kind of new. They have a little bit of curb rash, but the tires are like brand new. You can see there, look at the tread on those. I mean, it's all of them, front and back. These are 16-inch. They're 205 45 16s. And this vehicle is a hatchback. It's a 5-speed manual. It's got power windows, power locks, power mirrors. It's not bad. I mean, it's, a cheap little car that I feel like I can, transform a little bit, do a little bit more work to it, make it a nice running vehicle. And, tax season is around and it's upon us. So I think I can flip it for a good little profit. It's got tinted windows, front and back. I actually don't have the keys with me right now. My girlfriend's actually on her way with the keys for both the vehicles. But let's take a look under the hood. And there it is. Now, the only bad thing or negative thing about these Suzukis is these aren't the Japanese Suzukis. These were the Suzukis that were produced in Korea. And so it kind of comes with the same engine that the Daewoo Lanos came with. They're still reliable motors. It's a GM product. It's a 2-liter 16-valve inline 4. I think they're making around 126 horsepower and about 130 foot-pounds of torque. So not a crazy fast vehicle by any means, but it's very economical, very easy to work on. If you notice, there's tons of room everywhere. The vehicle also, it came with a fairly new battery. If you look at the date there, 8/23, so that was a plus. And I mean, it's really clean under here, honestly. It looks like it's had the clutch replaced, because when I look at the transmission, I mean, you can see here, it's really clean. I mean, everything's really clean on it. It doesn't really have any leaks anywhere. And I noticed that it's also wired. It's got wiring for a sound system. I did notice that there's like zip ties right here. This thing's like spray painted. But one of the things that I noticed when I pulled over and looked at it, look at that. There's like oil in there. It was dripping oil out of the air filter box. And when we popped the oil cap, well, right now you can't really tell, but you can see some of the milky substance actually right there. And there's some right there actually. Yeah, so right away I knew when I pulled this, I mean, you can just see it. Look at how far up it goes on the dipstick. I mean, that's really bad. When I opened the oil cap, not oil cap, the coolant reservoir, there was no coolant in there, and I could smell exhaust gases. So I knew right away that it was a head gasket issue. Now, the only thing that I'm worried about is the fact that since it looks so clean, I feel like somebody already did a head gasket, or it looks like they did a timing belt job on it because it's got a sticker there for the timing belt. But my concern was it looks so clean that I think they might have already done a head gasket job on it, and they did it wrong, or the head is warped, or sometimes there's issues with the head not sealing right because of the type of material that is used for the head gasket. If you look at this mount here, it's actually new. That's a really new mount. So yeah, so once I get it cracked open, I guess we'll find out. But the belt looks, looks fairly it looks pretty old, so we're gonna probably have to get a new belt eventually. I mean, my plan is just to get it running, honestly. But I mean, it's a pretty clean car. There's no dents. The paint on the front of the vehicle, though, looks like it was repainted or resprayed kind of cheaply. We got this blemish right here. There's scratches on that side. But pretty much for the most part, the car is very straight. It's very clean. The interior is dirty. It just needs a quick detail, and it'll be a good vehicle. I mean, once I get the head gasket thing done, and hopefully that's the only issue. I was thinking of respraying the front, re-clearing it, doing a nice buff and polish. Obviously, I'm going to do the headlights, and I got some ideas for these headlights. I'm actually going to take them apart, and I'm going to go inside here and do some customization. But if you notice, it's got these projector lamp headlights, so it's not bad. I'm probably going to add some fog lights to it right here. I was thinking of doing that, maybe putting a lip on it, the front and the rear, and maybe doing some side skirts, just to give the vehicle a lower profile and overall a nicer look. I also noticed too that some people do a turn signal upgrade on these, so I might be looking into doing something like that. Also might be doing like a little carbon fiber spoiler up here, like add-on, just to make it look a little bit nicer. Maybe one right here, just to give it a more sportier look. I do like how it has these right here. I think those are just reflectors though. I think these ones actually turn on. But it's a nice car. I mean, these are actually pretty good cars, and I looked up values of these. This one does have 180,000 miles, and a clean example, like how I plan to have this one, private party retails around $3,500. So I'm not gonna ask that much for it. I'm gonna be looking more into like the $2,500, $2,600 is gonna be what I want to let it go for. But I don't know if I'm going to sell this one or sell that one. Obviously this one's makes more sense with being in Colorado. We have snow everywhere all the time. We're only in February, March and April is kind of our snowiest months. And this one does have really aggressive snow tires on it. It is an all-wheel drive. So, I mean, I think I'll know more once we get under the hood and I pull the oil pan, which I haven't been able to do, unfortunately, because of the snow. So I think this week is going to be the week where I will upload a video of getting this thing done, and we can finally drive this and start, doing all the repairs that it needs. Obviously, I'm going to clean it up. I plan on painting the whole thing white, one solid color. Replacing the fog lights with different types. I got some wheels for it, so I got plans for that. And actually, the wheels that I purchased, the seller actually lied to me and said that they were to fit this vehicle, but these have a different bolt pattern. I think it's a 5x100. and the wheels that I got for it are 5x114.3, and I found out that my girlfriend's car actually takes those, so I think I'm just going to give them to her. But as you can see, I already did kind of start getting the oil pan off, but I haven't been able to actually get to it because you got to lift the engine, and I need an actual sunny day where there's no snow on the ground so I can get up under there and do that. So that's a quick update on the vehicle, the Subaru, and I just wanted to show you guys the new car that I purchased. I probably shouldn't have done that, but I figured, you know, tax season is coming, and, you know, if my initial plan was to fix this up and get rid of it, but now I actually can do more work to this, make this a little bit nicer, and I feel like I can make a little bit more profit on this than the Subaru. So stay tuned, because we're going to be doing a lot of work to this. It's going to look completely different when I'm done, and I'm excited to show you guys how it's going to come out, and just show you guys kind of like what you can do with something very simple like this, a simple platform. Make it, transform it into something really nice, really comfortable, you know, a nice, economical, reliable vehicle that's very easy to maintain and insure and just drive. So stay tuned. All right, I got the keys from my girlfriend, so I can give you guys a tour of the inside. The cool thing about this is it has central locking, so when I lock it or unlock it, well, you can't see through these, but all the doors unlock, which I think is really cool. So come in here, we have power windows, and all of the windows work. It's even got automatic down, which I think is a pretty cool feature. It's got power windows, and yes, it looks like they work. Yep, both of them work. All right, and stereo isn't connected. It's actually loose, but that's fine because I'm gonna upgrade it with the wireless, Apple CarPlay wireless. It's got a little clock up here, which is pretty cool. These are seats, they're filthy, yes I know, but I'm gonna get a extractor vacuum to clean these. I'm gonna try and repair that. What else? It's a 5-speed, and it's missing a shift knob, but I already got one ordered. It's gonna be a different type. It's got these little tweeters in the door. Let's see what else. I mean, that's pretty much it. There's the back seat. I don't know what this thing is. It came with the car. This is broken. It's like zip tied it in. The hatch opens, and it's pretty spacious back there. These seats actually fold down. It's 60-40, so that side comes down 60% and that side comes down 40%. Have a pretty good cargo space. You got tweeters in the doors in the back, power windows in the back as well. Let's see. You got adjustable. They're not power seats, but these are adjustable. Pretty crazy. It's got some nice, you know, lumbar support. This is for the bottom. You know, you can tilt the bottom, tilt the front. That works pretty good. This thing's weird. So if you shift up this way, it actually goes into reverse, which I've never seen that before. It's crazy. First gear is down, and then you go second, third, fourth, or I'm not sure. Maybe I don't know. It's strange. I've got to look up to see how the gearing is, because it's really weird. I don't really know how it works, but I did notice that in the stereo here, it does have an aux connector. It does have automatic windows. What else? I mean, that's pretty much it. Daytime running lamps. There's the mileage, 180,000 miles. It does have a check engine light, obviously. The head gasket's blown, so that's to be expected. But other than that, that's pretty much the interior of the car. The windshield's got a crack in it, which I'm not going to replace because that really doesn't matter. I think it would have been cool if this car had a sunroof, but it doesn't. I was just looking at this too. It looks like the next oil change was due on January 14th. So, you know, this car was at the auction, so it never reached its next interval of oil change. So I think what happened is the head gasket blew, and so they got rid of it. Which is strange because when I was driving it, it wasn't overheating. So I don't know. It was kind of weird. It does have a power port here. Oh, sorry. And it's got another power port down there at the bottom. Little ashtray. Ew, gotta get rid of those cigarettes. Might as well do that now. Well, I can, I guess. But anyways, that's the interior of the car. You guys will be seeing this in upcoming videos. We'll get it fixed up and cleaned up. I have some pretty neat things that I'm gonna do for this interior. You know, I might add accents to this, like make this, I want to do this like a red suede. Maybe wrap these plastics here because it's kind of a dated look, and I want to wrap it kind of in a carbon fiber type deal. Maybe these two, just make it look more modern. Then you're gonna have the screen here, you know, which is gonna make it look a lot better. And it's already wired for sound system, so that's cool. And then I did notice this, it's got like heated windshield up here, which is really cool. You could see the attachment there, but I've never seen that before. I didn't know that these cars came with that. And it looks like maybe when you hit one of these buttons, oh yeah, that stuff all works. So yeah, blower works, AC works, AC light comes on. But anyways, that's the vehicle. So yeah,